I'm Chris. My friends at Pega call me Chris, and I lead the Industry Applications Development Group. We'll talk a little bit more about what this group has in terms of responsibilities in the application it covers in a bit later. I also have Goutham here, who heads the Horizontal Applications Group. So between Goutham and I, we'll take you through some of the important updates for 2015 in terms of Pega strategic applications. And we'll probably begin with some of the common updates for both the worlds. I'll hand it over then to Goutham to talk something specific about the horizontal applications or the industry agnostic applications. I'll come back and take you through some of the industry application updates later. All right, hopefully that sets the tone. Many of you might have seen this slide before, and I'm sure since early this year, I think this has been our mantra for 2015 and future. So Pega as a company, we believe we are a strategic applications company differentiated by a platform. Now that's very true in a lot of different ways. If you look at the slide, the three large groups that are contributing to that vision, the bottom of the stack, we call it a platform group. And that's from India's standpoint headed by Pankaj and Sapna over here. The second layer on top of it is the horizontal applications, and that's the world that Goutham comes from. And then the one right on the top, the 7 different industries that we have here, that's my world. Me and my team contribute to that applications development. So with that, I think, going back and trying to understand, what are the different applications. Obviously, you might have seen a lot more applications. Some of you guys have said that you worked for 10 years or even more. Not all of those applications are on this slide. I want you to assure that the focus for ourselves, this year has been the select few strategic applications. This does not mean that the rest which are not on the slide here are not being supported. They will continue to be supported in parallel, but the focus, at least for this year and maybe next year as well, would reside on these few strategic applications. So that's one thing. And I think before we get into the updates, one other slide that I wanted to share with this group here is the frameworks and strategic applications. Thanks to Mike. Mike has already talked a lot about what are the key differences. Hopefully you'll see that as we go through the slide. Sorry about that. When we talk about frameworks, we treat those as mostly the jumpstart kits, limited functionality, solution examples mostly that you can take it forward in the field and implement on top of it. But when we relate ourselves to strategic applications, we are dealing with core features, functionality that would make your application complete. That's the fundamental piece of it, differentiated by a platform, of course, as Sapna pointed out in a lot of our slides. Repeatable implementations, that's another important thing out here. When we go to implement some of these applications at a customer side, we want to see ourselves doing a quick, rapid implementation and then coming back and saying, what are some of those features that are not in the application, and then build on top of it. So rapid, gap-based implementation approach, that's another key element for strategic applications. More robust sales assets, and what I mean by this is a lot of demo assets or sample data and things like that, or sample flows that are already out there in the application, which you can use out of the box to demonstrate some of the features and capabilities out there. Out of the box standard integration, this is something that we'll touch upon when I go through some of the industry application updates. Things like Mckesson, Facets, Trizetto, a lot of these third-party integrations is now available out of the box when it comes to the applications. User experience has also been quite a bit of focus for us since the beginning of this year, and that's again something that differentiates our strategic applications from the frameworks world. All right, with that, I'll turn it over to Goutham for the horizontal apps.
Great. Thank you, Krish. I hope you guys can hear me properly. Quite low. All right. How about now? All right. So, all right. My name is Goutham Parcha. I take care of the CRM applications at Pega. I want to start my discussions primarily talk about our unified CRM app. So here, our unified CRM application, we are trying to bring about combine all the three strategic applications that we have in CRM, the customer service, Pega Marketing, and the sales automation on a single unified Pega 7 platform, and we want to release out in the market. The plan is we're going to go out and release it at the end of the year. Why is this important? So far we've been selling all these products independently. They are all licensed separately. They all have their own schemas. They all have their own different UIs and stuff like that. But couple of reasons. One is we won't have a single customer record. Now both sales automation and customer service use the same customer record, and when we ship this product, we're going to ship one single sample data for the entire application and not different schemas. Number two is you get to have a global unified 360 degrees view of the customer. If I log into customer service, if I log into sales automation, I get to see the complete activity of the customer journey across all the three different products, and not just limited to your product. So what can you do with this more information? You can run, you can better automate your things. You can use that in driving your next best action, both in your sales automation side of things, also in the customer side of things. Third is you have the ability to invoke cases in other applications. For example, you could be logged into Pega Sales Automation and basically run your service customer cases. I could be a sales rep, log into Sales Automation and can run my statement copy or even change of address right from the sales portal itself. Or if I could log into customer service, I can initiate the lead, I can manage it, I can advance the lead right from service portal. And the fourth and most important point, both of these applications have Pega Marketing as an underpin to both of these applications. So as a sales rep, I can get the next best action, right there for me, shown right there on my sales portal, and I can also run my underlying, campaigns right there in the sales portal. And from the customer side of things, I get the next best action from the Pega Marketing product, which could be a suggestion, for running another service case, or could be a marketing offer that I can run. All of these products individually had major releases this year. We're going to talk more about each of these products in detail and some of the key features that we have in the latest version of each of these products. So as I told you, in Q3 of this year, Pega Customer Service, Pega Marketing, and Sales Automation, all the three products had the major releases this year. So let's start with Customer Service. So what is Customer Service, Pega Customer Service? I think some of you might already be knowing it as CPM or Customer Process Manager. It's a process-centric customer service application that automates your service requests, orchestrates your customer interactions across multiple touch points. It means that you can interact with your customers in the channel or device of their preference. It could be a self-service mobile application, or it could be a web portal, or it could be a chat, or even could be a traditional call to the contact center. And the best part here is you can seamlessly switch between all these channels without losing the context. And the customer service product, and we have the base version of it, we also have the various vertical flavors for it. We have the one in insurance, healthcare, financial services, life sciences, manufacturing, and telecommunications. So each of these products leverage the best of the features from the horizontal or the base customer service, but also add their own vertical flavors for it. As Krish pointed out, when we moved out earlier in this year about converting from moving away from framework world to our into strategic applications, the number one goal for this product has been to improve have our user experience, have a very strong user experience. So I think what we believe is we made tremendous progress in our entire user experience. As some of you already know, I think end of last year we launched a completely out of the box interaction portal. We call it the new portal, which is called the interaction portal, which is built on the Pega 7 platform, leveraging a number of these out-of-the-box features. So it's much more easier right now for you to build your applications. It's much more faster for you because the amount of training or amount of coaching that you have to give to your, for any developer building application has come down dramatically because it's much more in line within the model. So these are some of the user experience. We also made sure that there is a consistent user experience or consistent experience across multiple channels. So you could be, even though you're speaking to a customer in a social channel or in a chat or in a call, the customer, we made sure that there's a similar or consistent customer experience across all the channels. The next important feature that we have is the ease of implementation. So this has been a constant endeavor to make sure our implementations on top of our products are much more easier and faster. In the last version of our product, we've leveraged a number of this customer case management features, especially DCO. Now it's very extremely easy for you to rapidly create your applications using DCO and not have to do anything extra to reuse your cases which have been created and used within the customer service context. We also have made tremendous progress in our social engagement capabilities. We launched a first version of our product a couple of years ago, but the latest version is extremely fast, scalable. It also allows CSRs to rapidly or quickly respond to customer cases in a much more seamless fashion. Here, what you're seeing in the middle here is the CSR can respond in line and even have a public or a private message right there. We also have the ability to showcase the entire customer history right there on the top right. We also query the customer service database to pull out relevant information about and showcase on the top right side of things. The CSR can also toggle among different cases from this work list that you see on the left side. So overall, it's been a tremendous progress, and we're seeing a lot of traction in the social engagement capabilities of the product. All right, Pega Chat. This has been one of the latest offerings in from Pega. It is a brand new chat server which doesn't require any installation or download. It is a JS-based implementation. We in customer service have seamlessly integrated this product into our offering and also extended it so that we've integrated that with co-browse. So one-click co-browse, you can quickly share your screen while chatting with the customer. We also have the capability of pushing a particular page from a self-service portal. We also have, it doesn't require any separate login when you have to log into the chat server. We use a single sign-on. So I think a lot of cool enhancements that we have done for integrating Pega Chat capabilities. Pega Knowledge Management, I think 1 year ago we launched the first version of the Pega Knowledge Management. It's a separate product by itself. It can be sold independently, but most of these features are leveraged extensively in the Pega customer service product. So what does Pega Management Knowledge Management offer? It allows the ability to quickly create, author it, and get your knowledge articles approved by a customizable workflow and publish it. Now that you have the right content, but what can you do with that? So in the latest version of the product, what we have done is we come up with a new portal. We call it the self-service help portal. It allows knowledge article architects to create, configure, and manage your entire repository of knowledge artifacts so that it can really help your customers to go and look at these knowledge articles rather than reaching out to you in the more expensive channels like the chat or a call. All right, let's quickly move on to Pega Marketing. So Pega Marketing, as Sapna quickly gave an overview. So Pega Marketing is a product which allows you to manage your end-to-end campaigns and also uses the best-in-class adaptive and predictive analytics to come up with the next best action. So let's look at some of the latest features that we have in the product. As UX redesign. As with the other products in the CRM, UX redesign has been the common theme across all our strategic applications. So we made tremendous improvements here. So if you notice, for people who have worked on Pega Marketing before, the entire campaign management was done in the Designer Studio. So now we have a much more business-friendly end-user portal. We also have a campaigns landing page for easier management of your campaigns. And based on who you are, your role, If you are a supervisor or analyst, you get to see different contexts, different menu items in the portal. Dashboards, I think this has been a great improvement in our product offerings. So out of the box, we ship with around 20 dashboard widgets that you can embed right there in your product. We also provide ability to create and manage your goals, and also provide insights into what the results mean for your business, which is extremely important for you. What does the data really mean for you? We also have, as I told you, right, we also have the ability to look at the entire campaigns, campaigns that you have in the system at one single shot. You can actually filter them based on the status, the group, or the name. You can even track your progress, or you can have various metrics to track your progress. You can even set various impression rates, the conversion rates, or you can even have different goals for each of these campaigns, and even track them in a much more seamless fashion in a single landing page. So Pega Marketing is big data enabled. So you can basically get your customer decision data from a distributed data source like Cassandra or any other distributed data source. We also have customizable data flows that you can extend, that you can customize, and actually integrate that with more than one data source. We use this data flows all across the Pega Marketing product, and it's so much more easier. Complex marketing event. We use Event Strategy Manager from DSM to come up with actionable marketing events, marketing actions based on certain events. We even have the ability to basically invoke marketing events based on certain criteria or certain conditions. For example, if you notice that a customer is constantly exceeding his credit card limits, you might want to give out an offer, something like increased credit limit, for your valued customers. So which is much more specific, and it can be completely driven from the ESM. And Pega Marketing is cloud ready. The only difference here is that we are still working on the new cutting architecture on the cloud infrastructure. That is still work in progress. That is going to be out ready in the next version of the product, which is coming out in Q1 of next year. Now let's move on to the Pega Sales. The Pega Sales Automation is a product that helps you to convert your lead or a prospect into an opportunity. Let's look at some of the key features that we have in the product. So the mobility has been the number one key tenet of all the sales automation products. So in fact, as a matter of fact, Gartner says that 55% of the sales reps in 2016 alone would be using the sales automation product exclusively from their mobile devices. So which is a big thing. So what we have here is intuitive, actionable UI, for a sales reps, to take, to close out the sales deal. We also have, customizable mobile dashboards where to provide real-time business data. We also use geolocation, longitude and latitude to find out the contacts in the close vicinity, find out driving directions and stuff like that. We also have the ability to search for contacts, overall in your mobile applications. So it's been a major changes that we have done here. Outlook plugin. So this has been a number one requested feature by the customers for a long time. So basically, it allows to embed our sales automation product in Outlook as a plugin. So based on the current context, you can see the corresponding or filtered out sales automation work objects right there, on the right. We also have the ability to associate contacts or appointments to a sales automation work objects. We also have the ability to automatically create work objects right from your Outlook itself. So it's a great enhancement for that we have in our product. Again, personalized dashboards. I think this has been a common theme across all the three products. To provide real-time business data. typically in a B2C scenario models, when you have multiple contacts, you want to group these contacts together and form a household, and you can have a household head so that it can help you in upselling or cross-selling opportunities. So I think this is a new feature that we have added recently. Another feature that we have is what's changed. Typically when I'm looking at if I'm a sales rep and I'm looking at my sales forecast, I want to know what has changed since the last time I looked at the data or a particular configured period. So this report can give me the data from what's changed in the last time looking at the sales forecast. It's extremely important from a sales representative perspective. And sales automation portal is cloud ready. All right, that's all I have from the CRM perspective. Again, I would invite you to visit our booth that we have over here and to ask any questions that you have from the CRM perspective. Thank you. Over to you, Krish.
Excellent. So here are a bunch of verticals that we work towards. Again, I don't intend to go line by line through each of these applications, but truly, like I said in the beginning of the session, the functional completeness has been the focus for us this year. And this is what kept us busy all throughout, beginning of 2015 till now. And you see some of them at the bottom in orange. Those are pending releases for the rest of the year. Take a look at it. I think you will have some emerging markets as another bucket. We merged the communications, life sciences, manufacturing, and public sector into that one category out there. The ones above the middle bar, the date range, those are the H1 releases, and the ones below are H2, the second half of the year. All right, I'll just leave that there. Now, a little bit in terms of functionality, what we have been trying to add as a significant enhancements to those applications in various fields. I picked up like top 1 or 2 in each of these areas. Financial services to begin with, the client lifecycle management, the CLM, that's one of our newest applications, and what we've realized is we have these discrete applications like KYC, and I'm assuming a lot of you are familiar with the synonyms here, know your customer, onboarding application, OBFS, or smart dispute, and the host of other financial services applications that you have. But what we realized talking to some of our customers is, if they were to onboard a large corporate entity onto a bank, imagine something like Bank of America trying to go onboard United Health Group as one of their customers, right? Now you have a bunch of things that you need to do. You have like thousands of employees that you need to probably end up enrolling as well. If you do that kind of a thing, then I think we need something like a client lifecycle management which orchestrates the messaging and transactions, how it passes across applications, right, from KYC to OBFS and the rest of the stack, right? So that's the newest application under financial lifecycle. KYC, again, KYC, those of you who know, it's largely around surveying set of questions when you onboard a customer or a client. And this is one application where we recognize there's a lot of legal and regulatory compliance that kicks in on an ongoing basis throughout the year. How do we bring in those changes back into KYC? If you see, that's the model we have probably been doing with one other application in financial services, and that's smart dispute, right? You have a smart dispute functional development going on throughout the year, but you also have 2 compliance releases that come in for smart dispute twice every year. We believe there's a need for doing that with KYC as well, and that's the subscription model. We are looking at a quarterly update at the moment for that one. Healthcare, product composer system, again, the fundamental storage of all your products and plans, and how you feed those data back into your claims, back into enrollment and things of that nature. That has gone a tremendous, I would say, refactoring at the moment based on the implementation and experience that we have seen on the ground. Okay. Care management integration with customer service, that's another significant change that we have brought in. As an individual or an enrolled calls in the customer service, and if that individual needs something on the fly to discuss and debate about, I think you need a very strong collaboration and integration with your backend systems like care management. So that's been in place with the latest release out there. I referred to the out-of-box integration in the beginning. For healthcare, these are the two large integrations that we have been working with. One is the McKesson, integration for basically it's called the Claims Extend. It's for post-adjudication validation engine. That's an integration that's available now out of the box. And another one is TriZetto. TriZetto, again, the product underneath TriZetto is called Networks. It's largely related to the pricing. So these two third-party integrations are in place as we speak with the Smart Claims engine. Insurance, the commercial auto, the underwriting piece of insurance has always been there. It's one of our oldest applications out there, but auto is something that we have added new this year. So the commercial auto is in place. The product builder and the insurance foundation, these have been two different applications for us up until now. We believe that there's value in integrating them both. So we have now one application, the insurance industry foundation, that has a product builder within it. So that's the insurance specific change. A little bit on the emerging markets and communications to go with. Those of you who have worked with the order management framework, we realized working with the industry, again, the telecom providers, there are two distinct pieces within that in terms of a life cycle. When you onboard a customer, you end up doing a lot upfront in terms of deal closure and then onboarding. Once you close a deal, then the remaining life cycle begins in terms of the actual operations that are there, like laying out a pipe, maybe an internet bandwidth cable, and then getting into the operational aspects. So now, taking that feedback into consideration, we have kind of split the order management framework into two distinct applications. The first one is the configure, price, and quote, the CPQ, and the second part is the actual operational engine behind it, which is the fulfillment control center. So that's the communications piece. Pega Marketing Communications, Goutham has already spoken a lot about Pega Marketing. We leveraged that, we extended that for the telecom space. That's the Pega Marketing Communications. It would deal a lot about the outbound channel at the moment. Foundation enhanced to include the product catalog. Again, we realized that there is CIF, for those of you who have heard or not seen this acronym, CIF, Communications Industry Foundation. We do not have an ability to, up until now at least, we did not have the capability to build a new product, bringing a new product into the available offerings. With the latest release, you can actually bring up a new product, create a new product in a very short time frame. That reduces a lot of upfront time in getting into markets there where you do not have a presence up until now. Manufacturing, a lot of focus has been on the foundation, which is Pega for manufacturing, and then the warranty, some of the existing applications. The focus has largely been on the after-marketing services. How do we bring in those capabilities into the applications? And when I say aftermarket services, it's all about the end of life for a product, or if you want to do a product recall or a campaign related to a particular product. Those are the features we have now included in the warranty and the foundation applications. Field services, again, it's been there for some time, but in terms of new features out there, offline mobility and omni-channel features, those are the ones which we have been including. Public sector, the one and only application which is out there is the certification and licensing. Now, this is an application we believe has the potential to serve a lot of different segments within public sector. When you talk about United States, for example, you could end up talking about state of Maine, which is Department of Fisheries or Marine, or you can talk about DMV, the Department of License in the Motor Vehicle Act. We believe that this application has the potential to serve all these different segments. The secret lies in how we kind of architect this application, componentize it, so that when there is a requirement for us to serve a particular domain, we could quickly integrate the right components that are required and make an application off the shelf. So that's the focus that we've been putting in from the public sector standpoint. All right, so those are the quick updates. In addition to the functionality, like I said in the beginning of this session, there is also a journey towards making the framework, the so-called erstwhile frameworks and applications, right? Towards that, we also believe that every time we make a release, we have to work towards the online courses being made available so that the ecosystem can actually make use of those courses, go online, learn what's new in those, and get to rapid implementation as well. So here are a bunch of applications. Again, sorry, I had to put in the acronym because of the real estate. I didn't want to put it in 3 or 4 slides. But if you see the industry verticals, those are all the courses that are available in the PTM, and it's available for all of you, free for access, right? Those are the courses. And like I said in the beginning, those are being updated as well. As and when there is a new release made into the PSOR, the course has also been updated and that's being made available. So please make use of it. I think that will help you significantly to stay in touch with what's happening in the application space. All right? And then the last one, also in line with the journey of strategic applications, we believe that in addition to the functionality, in addition to these courses, there is a need for us to get prepared for a different breed of application documentations, right? The documentations that will help companies and customers like you to actually get into a rapid development mode or rapid implementation mode. So we realize that in addition to the documents like the user guide, the implementation guide, and all that come along with the actual release, here is a set of 4 documents that could add incremental value towards the journey. So the first one, of course, it's a very simple one, quick start. Anybody who picks it up goes through it like 4 or 5 hours. You will get to know what this application does end to end, and you should be able to comfortably start working with it. So that's the one which is going to get added to every release going forward. Get connected and customize your applications largely for you to start working off the base. If you want to make your changes or customizations, how do you go about doing it? A quick reference guide for you to get started. And then the last one, another one, all the capabilities that your application has, right from your case types, your data entities and dashboards and industry-specific features, a quick look at all that is available within the application and inventory so that you can have a look at it and then decide, what additional features would you like to implement in your respective, at a customer place or an implementation that you're working with, right? So these are the 4 new set of documentations. Like I said, it's probably available as of now in just 2 applications, but going forward, you would see that every application that gets rolled out will have these 4 additional documents as part of that release, all right? That's pretty much from me as of now. All right, thank you. I'll hand it over back to Rohit.